Cat Williams broke the internet. And we are in a new time now. We are in the age of truth. He even mentions that in his recent podcast, that we're in the age of truth. And it's a very exciting time for us truth speakers because we have been up against the matrix. We have been up against this slave mindset, this slavery programming that has been passed down to us through centuries. People that have been in power in this world no longer can sustain themselves in those positions. We're starting to see these power structures crumble. Hi guys, I hope you're having an amazing, beautiful, positive day. I'm sending you so much love and so much peaceful, balanced energy. It's Misha with Feels with Meesh. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you guys are interested in doing a one-on-one healing and self-mastery session with me, you can email me booking@feelswithmeesh.com. I also have a podcast where I have tons of free healing and self-mastery content. Feels with Meesh podcast, Spotify, Apple podcast, and more. And I also have a TikTok page, Feels with Meesh, where I post just random videos of me and also healing and self-mastery content. Join me over on TikTok, Feels with Meesh. Let's get into today's discussion. You guys are here from my previous video, Pimps in the Music Industry. This is just a continuation of that video and the message that I share in there, that these power hungry and passive men and the power structures that have been in place for centuries to keep humanity slaves of our own consciousness, right? Believing in lies and these things playing out right in front of us where we are not able to use our discernment to see the truth. God is revealing all of this now in this new time, the age of truth, the age of Aquarius. If you do deeper dive into the age of Aquarius, you'll see what I mean. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I wanted to talk about Cat Williams and how this man could go on a podcast in front of millions and millions of people around the world and share his truth so confidently without fear because he has the presence and the power of God behind him. Even the podcast host seemed to be really uncomfortable with certain things that he was sharing and the information that he was giving because you could tell that that person is he's a part of the boys club, right? He's a part of the club. And, when I say that these power structures are crumbling, you're going to see over time, slowly but surely, the people that have been able to thrive in coercion and grow in power and using people to gain that power are going to be revealed. They're no longer going to be able to stay in these positions of power because the structures that are holding them in place and the people that have been supporting them are now waking up. We are seeing this happen all over the world. It started happening when COVID started. We started to see people wake up, and those of us that were speaking truth and walking in faith, walking in no fear, were the ones that were ridiculed. We were the ones that were called us crazy. And for how many years was Cat Williams looked at as crazy? When this man has never changed who he is. He has authentically been himself throughout his entire journey. And for that, because the old time of these people thriving in that really evil energy, self-serving energy, narcissistic energy, we're able to look at somebody walking in truth and having the light and the presence of God around them and, call the shots and call them crazy and make other people see them and view them as crazy too. Because in the old timeline, that was where we were seeing these people were thriving in that energy. And now, like I said, this is the age of truth. And so beginning with COVID, you started to see the revelations. People started to wake up and start to question their reality, right? Question the things that were being forced upon them, started to question the truth, what really the truth is, because things weren't adding up. And, a lot of people, they they stayed in that old timeline, and we're still seeing them in that old timeline, and they are unable to see the truth. But as more and more truth is revealed, more and more people will wake up, and this is like a domino effect. You're starting to see the power dynamics shift in just every area, and this is something that's going to play out over the next century. It's something that is not going to happen overnight. We're starting to see the dominoes fall. We're starting to see things like P. Diddy's situation where victims, it's like a snowball effect. One victim comes forward and then many join in that. They're feeling empowered. They're feeling the structure. Now they have a structure in place that supports them as victims. And then more and more people come forward, the domino effect. And then this person that's been able to get away with so much throughout their entire career in the old timeline of things, now their structure is crumbling, and the power dynamics shift back into the victims and into the people that have been harmed in these situations. Cat Williams exposing these clubs of people, the Illuminati, the people that are in power in these really powerful positions that have been able to play us like puppets and chess on a board for centuries. They are being exposed. And for so long, people could not retain that as information and see it as truth. They played with the idea, and it was a secret that nobody could really have evidence of, again, because of the old times of things where everything was kind of hidden in the dark and things were able to just happen behind the scenes. But there's no space for that anymore in this new energy where God is shining a light so bright on the darkness that there's no place for these people to hide. And so even him having an interview with Shay and having Shay's body language and energy, just seeing him be uncomfortable when certain things and questions and statements of his were said, you could tell that this person is a part of the club, you know? And if you have discernment, if you are awakened to truth, God tells you, makes you aware of things that most people aren't aware of. You're tapped in, you're able to see, using your own discernment, making those judgments for yourself, critical thinking. This is a gift that God gives us. But for centuries, people have been enslaved of their own consciousness and detached from their own sense of self so that they're not able to use their discernment and hear the messages from God that God is speaking through us in our heart, and really just allowing us to make those decisions and see things, right? You know, people were always like, oh, the Illuminati, it's such bullshit. It's some bullshit, right? But how could you even make that type of decision about the Illuminati if you're seeing in your own colleges, there's these sororities and these clubs that people are in, right? Have to be, sworn into through oath. And they take the things that happen in these sororities to their grave. There's this brotherhood, this sisterhood that is, within these secret clubs, these sororities, and they do things in these sororities in secrecy. How could you not think that this happens on a bigger scale, right? It happens right in front of your eyes. And so to wake up and have the revelation of that this could be something that happens on a larger scale. I mean, they show us in the movies, they show us in the television shows, they reveal this as truth to us. But because people are so disconnected from that part of themselves where they can see the truth, they don't even question it. They don't question anything. And for us truth seekers, truth speakers, we've spent an entire lifetime questioning things that we didn't think were right, that seemed a bit off, that, just didn't make a lot of sense to us. And throughout that entire interview that Cat Williams has on that podcast, he speaks of this being the outsider, observing from a different perspective and really just protecting himself amongst these sharks in the industry, and knowing that he can get his success on his own. Really, that's what it is these structures, this matrix that they've created, they make you believe that you're unable to do it on your own. And having that belief is absent of God, because God really allows us to do and be anything that we desire, and that we can have whatever it is that we desire in this life. We're creating all of it ourselves. But this matrix is created to keep us enslaved in our mind, thinking that we need somebody, something, this thing, that thing, in order for us to get to where we want to be successful. And so for that reason, many people have joined these clubs. They've sold their souls. They've given up themselves to a darker life, and they have shut out God in the process. And so we're starting to see how miserable a lot of these people really are. You know, you can see right through them. You can see the presence of God in someone's life. It's this feeling of no fear. You could tell that Cat Williams, in sharing his thoughts and revealing, things that are very uncomfortable for anybody to even share, for most people, he was just confident in that. You could feel the presence of God with him when he was sharing those things. He's unafraid. He's unafraid. And that's what the presence of God will do in your life, will help you to be unafraid, unapologetic, and really just allow you to be living free in this life. Freedom of the mind, freedom of what other people are going to think about you, freedom of needing to be something for other people. You can tell that he has mastered himself in his lifetime, and that he is able to be exactly who he is authentically. And that is the meaning of life. That is the meaning of remembering who you are, is to be authentically who you are, who you came here to be in God's eyes. And he embodies all of that. To be an authentic, people are turning away from that energy and turning towards people that are authentic and people that walk in light and love and positive energy. People are really, as things get worse and worse, they get better for so many of us, because we are walking in truth. We are walking in our power. And so the end of this message is just for those of you that are struggling right now. You are finding difficulty in your life. Turn inward in yourself. Really focus on yourself. Focus on the things that bring you joy, and don't worry about what other people are going to think about that. That is the key. The day that you stop caring about what other people think about you is the day that you're going to find happiness in your life. It's the day that you're going to find peace. It's the day that you are going to find the presence of God, higher power, whatever you believe in, him or her, Allah, whomever. It is the day that you will find the light. And to walk in your light, to walk in your truth, will bring you all of the love, all of the success, all of the joy, everything that you desire in this lifetime. And you have the power to do that. I hope you guys have an amazing, beautiful, positive day, because you absolutely deserve it. I love you.
Try and explain this to the blind. May you wake up from inside. See the truth through the third eye. Let your heart be your guide. Light up the way. Let your heart be your guide. Free from your pain, it ain't a mistake, 'cause you choose your